The automotive world ignited when Matt Armstrong reached out to Bugatti, attempting something that should have been simple: ordering service parts for his Veyron. What happened next revealed a calculated strategy that goes far beyond mere customer service and competence. Bugatti refused outright, but not in the way you might expect. They didn't just say no. They created an elaborate trap that sounds like cooperation, but functions as total control. Matt had convinced himself this time would be different. The Chiron situation, that nightmare of refusals and corporate stonewalling, that made a certain twisted sense within Bugatti's warped logic. Safety concerns, they claimed, structural integrity. The car had been separated, compromised, and dangerous in untrained hands. But the Veyron was different. This wasn't a crashed vehicle needing reconstruction. This was a complete, functional automobile that simply needed routine maintenance. Normal service items. There was no safety excuse this time, just a car needing parts. That confidence lasted exactly as long as it took for Bugatti to invent an entirely new excuse. They'd sell him parts, absolutely, no problem at all. But those parts would never leave their facility. The car had to come to them. They would do the installation, the service, everything. Matt could technically purchase the components he needed, but he'd be paying dealership labor rates for work he was perfectly capable of doing himself. Matt had prepared meticulously. He compiled a comprehensive service list. The major service kit, spark plugs, gearbox pump and accumulators, oil filters, drain plug crush washers, front differential oil, under tray bolts, interior trim pieces, and most critically, the speed key. That second key that unlocks the Veyron's full fury, transforming it from merely fast to absolutely devastating. At a dealership, this service would run north of £20,000. Matt's plan was straightforward: order the parts directly, perform the service independently, and prove that Bugatti ownership didn't require eternal financial bondage to the dealership network. He started with Bugatti London, the flagship British dealership. The automated system answered with corporate pleasantness. Matt left his name, stating his purpose clearly. He needed to order service parts for his Veyron. Then he waited. The system transferred him, dumped him into voicemail, without warning. No callback came. Complete silence. This was customer service for owners of million-pound vehicles. Matt tried Bugatti Manchester next. This time someone actually answered, transferring him to parts. Then the parts representative delivered the new gatekeeping strategy. The car would have to be on site with them. Parts could be ordered, but the vehicle must remain at their facility while they performed the service work. Matt tried to clarify. He could bring the car there. They could order the service box. Then he could take the car away? No. The answer was definitive. The car would remain on site. They would perform the service. The parts wouldn't leave until Bugatti technicians completed everything. Matt sat there processing this new level of gatekeeping. They weren't refusing to sell parts. That would be too obvious, too legally vulnerable as right-to-repair legislation gains momentum. Instead, they created conditions that made independent repair functionally impossible while technically maintaining parts availability. Any future regulatory challenge could be met with a response that Bugatti happily sells parts to any owner. The fact that those parts never leave Bugatti's possession becomes a minor detail, rather than an anti-competitive restriction.